I've lost respect for Italians that are in America.
Wait, what?
It's just such an amazing place. You'd have to be dumb to leave.
Wait, which Italians in America are you talking
Like
about?
all Italians that left,
Well, when did they leave?
whenever they did,
Okay.
dumb.
Like Mussolini even?
Yeah, I'm dumb.
No, I'm saying you under Mussolini's dictatorship or whatever, and you leave.
They still got
dumb?
spaghetti. They still got
That's
cheeses.
true. That's
They
true.
got
We
the
don't got spaghetti
good
here.
weather. You can look at the Coliseum. Like there's tons of things you can do. If you're Jewish Italian, yeah, get the fuck out of there. But if you're not, what's the big deal?
Fight a little war, go back to the beach.
Run it up. Amalfi. You're not gonna fight in August.
Honestly, if
it's too
there's-
hot in
Yeah,
August.
yeah,
Everybody takes August off. Like, yeah, you gotta take vacation from war, bro.
Yo, if there's no Italians in America, though, there's no cool white people in America.
Yo. That is disrespectful.
Yeah, I like
That's a fact, though.
I like that.
That's a fact.
I like that. I like
Yo,
that.
the only
He got these
white
French
people-
nerds.
Yo, son,
That's a fact, bro.
Italian Americans are so
Italians
cool.
are swagged out white people.
They really are.
They are, bro.
Son,
Black people jack their shit.
That's fact. That's how you
how
know
fucking
white people
cool they
that
are.
Yeah.
Can I be honest though about Italy though, and just Italians in general? And I'm sure that there is like some leftover Italy in the Italians that are here, but like even the Italians that came here, they're coming before Italy is the country that it is today.
Right.
Right? Like Italy is 1947, that it's a democracy.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think like 1870 or something like that. Before that it's like a republic. It was a republic. It's
I
called?
think so.
Something like that. It's under like either a king or a tyrant, a dictator, etc.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a younger country than America.
Yeah.
It's
Well, governmentally.
governmentally.
Culturally, though.
Yes, but culturally it's old, very old, thousands of years old. Like outside of obviously the Greek Empire, and we're talking about the West. Obviously, 5,000 years ago, you go to India, you find these. But just if we're talking about Western civilization, and you're in it. And I went to Venice, and Venice was like this remarkably beautiful city, but there's no people there.
Yeah.
And a city without people is a museum. So
I found the people in Venice to be unfriendly.
I would
I
too,
went,
though.
yeah.
Like, because imagine you lived in Times Square.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
It's
whole
like
city is Times Square.
The whole city is Times Square, and it's kind of sad because when you're there, you're like, this is the most stunning place I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The entire, it doesn't even make sense. You're like, how does every street end on water?
Yeah.
Like, it's so incredible. And like, but because it's all tourists, you lose some flavor, you lose some sauce. Like, the beautiful thing about New York is not seeing the fucking buildings, it's seeing some guy go, fuck out of here. Like, seeing somebody curse at somebody, seeing somebody do something wild, seeing a New Yorker actually be nice when you think they're going to be
completes the
dickheads.
city.
Yes. For me, a city is the people, right?
Yeah.
And the energy of a city is the people. And that informs everything else about it.
Yeah.
Right? And so Venice was cool. Florence was also like really cool, but again, lots of tourists. And again, it's summer, it's tourist season. It's the most remarkable, empire in history, the Roman Empire. So you're still going to want to visit these places, right? But Florence doesn't even get popping until the 1500s.
Yeah.
Right? Renaissance is built kind of around Florence, right? Rome, though, bro.
Son.
Rome is the most amazing city that's ever existed, and there will never be a city as amazing ever again. And I say that as like a proud New York. It is the most amazing thing about Rome, at least for me, was that all these ancient relics aren't behind like a wall with a ticket to get in. You are eating dinner and the Pantheon is right there.
Right.
You're eating dinner in a plaza that was built 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just having a drink and there's a stone wall that existed 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
That was the edge of the city. Everything that you're seeing is just this amazing ancient history that's right in front of your face, and I just got fucking overwhelmed by it, man.
And there's
like
two like historic times in Italy, which in most countries you go to, there's like one time.
Yeah.
Italy had the Roman Empire, which is one of the craziest empires we've seen in history, one of them. And then they had the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you see shit from BC, and it's all historic, and then there's also all this historic shit from 1500 AD or whatever it is.
Yep.
So it's like history on top of history. It's fucking crazy.
And they just like blend and bake it all in. Like, even as you see like the influence of Catholicism, and this is something I want to talk to you guys about, but like Italians are like the least Catholic people. You know what I mean? Like my understanding of Catholicism, because I come from, British roots, right? Is like very kind of repressed and withheld. Exactly, like stiff upper lip. Everything's about the afterlife, dude. Don't worry about this life.
Yeah.
The afterlife's gonna be dope. So like suffer through this life, and
Irish
life is
Catholics and shit.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's like suffer through this life. Life is suffering, but that's okay because the afterlife's gonna be lit. Italians, whose culture exists before Catholicism, is about indulging in life. Everything is about servicing have the best food, the ripest tomato, which comes from America, by the way. They didn't have tomatoes before us.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I did not know that. What?
They didn't have pasta and
My
shit.
first
so-
question is like, are you gonna cap and say they had better pizza?
Yeah.
Stop it. No, like,
He also said Japan had better pizza. So
No, I'm being honest, bro.
Al, you ain't been nowhere.
no, I have.
No,
What are
he
you
been.
talking about? I have-
You went to Italy?
Yes.
Al's traveled, bro.
Nigga, I traveled.
Yeah,
nigga.
he don't seem like it. He forgets everything, but he's been all around the world.
yeah, Al knows he's been somewhere. When he's been there again, he goes, "Oh, I think I've been here." He has to go to Italy all the way and be like, "This looks
We were
familiar."
on tour for 2 years. I got to remind a motherfucker that we were at a place that he videotaped. So okay, I'm glad that you guys and you spent time there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the culture is just built around these amazing indulgences, right? It's like getting the most out of life, and that was probably for the top 0.1%, right?
Yeah.
Even when you look at the Renaissance, we think like everybody's just painting and existing. It's like no, most people's lives were fucking miserable
Yeah.
and sucked. They're dying of fucking dysentery. But the top 1% was living the most lavish, beautiful life that you could ever imagine. And obviously, those are the people that write the history books, etc. But when you look at what these people, what the focus was, right? Like love, passion,
Yes.
family, speaking with your hands, yelling, screaming, hugging, kissing. It is the least when you think of like Irish Catholic. They're the least like Catholic people you can imagine, right? Now, obviously, Catholicism is like baked into the culture. The fucking Vatican is right there. But it gave me a new perspective on, I guess, Catholicism, because if this is where it was birthed, then this is a more true form of it, potentially. So now I'm looking at that in a different way. But I'm also, it gave me a crazy new perspective on soccer clubs. I didn't understand what football, as you guys say, was to Europeans.
We do say that.
Right? So, and now it makes sense because when I was living in Barcelona, we would like ask people from Barcelona, like, hey, are you a big fan of the team? They're like, oh, I love the team. We'd be like, who's on the team? And these motherfuckers wouldn't even know 3 people on the team. And it wasn't about the players. It was about the identity. And then I start to learn that these people don't see themselves as Italian first. They see themselves as Neapolitan first. They see themselves as Venetian first.
Right.
Florentine first.
That's where all those Italians are like, "Oh, I'm Sicilian."
Yes,
It's like, why are you
Sicilian
saying
first.
that? We don't care.
We don't get it, right? Because America, for the most part, is founded as America. Yes, there's the 13 colonies and we have states' rights and all this other shit. But for the most part, we see each other as one cohesive unit, right?
Once you're America, you're America.
Yes. Right? So it's like, and it's not like New York is fighting against New Jersey for some shit and we've always been like bickering. Where all these different regions were under different rule at different times.
Yeah.
Right? So they were fighting for their identity. The Florentines were fighting for their identity. The Venetians are fighting for their identity. The Sardinians are fighting for their identity. So that's the last bastion of that identity that still gets to fight.
Right.
So now I understand the soccer club,
Yeah.
what it means to someone from Munich. Because Munich wasn't part of Germany always, but it was Munich.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like these areas existed as their own little kingdoms.
Yeah.
Their own little townships. And they have their own identities and then have agreed to be part of this thing.
Yeah.
But have existed for thousands of fucking
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So now I see football as this reflection of kind of who they are.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, I just really like this team enough to fight somebody about it.
It's
like
it's not about sports, it's about identity.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think as like a Knicks fan, I'm not like, the Knicks represent New York. And it's like, no, they don't.
There's 1,000 things representing New York.
Exactly.
New York was here way before any of that shit. But
Basketball, what the fuck is that?
And
right?
American identity is assimilation. It's a melting pot. You're going to come here, you're going to assimilate, you might have your influence, but we're all going to be American.
And I think maybe that's why we get hyped about sports when it comes to the Olympics.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
That's the closest thing, I guess.
Exactly. The way we feel about Olympics, they'll feel about soccer.
Yes.
Right? We don't have to be a fan of fucking curling,
Yeah.
but if the US is doing it,
Yeah.
and we're going up against fucking Germany, we're like, run it back. You saw what happened last time.
USA.
Yeah.
You'd start chanting that shit, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. I don't care. I'm in. Whatever. Who we playing? I don't give a fuck. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the sport on? I don't know.
Yeah.
Never seen it. USA.
Doesn't matter.
USA.
Yeah.
It's just contagious. You're in it.
Yeah.
And then India's a similar thing where it's like we weren't always India. So
You
in
had
South
all these
India,
different regions, different languages.
I'm Tamil before I'm Indian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I understand that, and I wonder how unique the American "this is our country" thing is.
Bro, it's so unique because we were forced into country so soon.
Yeah.
Whereas these other places, like people developed their own towns and they were constantly like invaded.
Yeah.
Like, invasion was part of life.
Yeah.
You just had the Huns just coming, pulling up.
Yeah.